Hey, thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate Terry. I appreciate the television station and have a long history there in different capacities, and certainly remember Brother Jerry very well. I pastored for a number of years, but a few years ago, God directed me to a group called Harvesters International. And we're a mission organization that works in 10 different African and Asian countries. And we do church planting, all kind of other projects around that. And so I was super excited when Terry came to me and said the station had chose to take on a project through one of our ministry partners. And so we discussed that, and we ended up talking about a project that we had going in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Terry came to me and said the TV station, in honor and memory of Jerry, wanted a substantial project that would impact people's lives. And one area that we work down in sub-Saharan Africa is in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And you see on the screen there on the left, you see the DR Congo is a large country that borders several countries: Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, to give you some idea of the context that we're talking about. And as I talked to Terry, we identified a project that he thought would be just suitable for their desire to honor and to make a great memorial for Brother Jerry. And that was the building of a church in a community in desperate need of a church building in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which we typically just call the DRC. The red marker you see in the middle of your screen is actually a village called Bunagana, okay? And Bunagana is a small community located on the border of the Democratic Republic of the Congo in the country of Uganda. And again, this is part of the work that Harvesters is engaged in all up and down the eastern part of the DRC. This is just a view actually of the community. I copied this particular photograph off of Google Images, but it gives you some feel, for the area there, the community of Bunagana. Hold on, somebody's trying to come in, guys. Let me let them in. Okay, someone named Jimmy, I think, coming on. But as I said, Bunagana is a small, very poor community on the border. This particular community, as a lot of the DR Congo, has seen a lot of trouble. Long term, the DRC is probably one of the most difficult places on the planet. It's torn by literally decades of strife, of war, of incredible governmental corruption. It is a very, very impoverished place, and many people there struggle in a lot of different ways. And the city or the town of Bunagana is no exception to that. In the DR Congo, it's really a lawless place in a lot of areas. There's a number of rebel groups that live out in the very, very uninhabited rural areas, and they pass around from village to village. They rape, pillage, plunder, steal, and just perpetrate all kind of atrocities on the people there. This actual small town of Bunagana was served the dubious distinction of being the headquarters for a particular rebel group up to just a few years ago. So they have seen a lot of violence and just a lot of struggle over the years. This community does have, though, a congregation that was founded several years ago by our ministry there, and they had bought some property, but they were never able to build a church building. And so it's been our heart to help that congregation by providing a building there for them. And that's exactly what has happened. Also, for some reason, my slides will not advance for me. Okay, there they go. They're just doing it sporadically. So anyway, Terry came alongside me and said they wanted a project, and this was a great project for them to do, to build a church for the people there in Bunagana. The picture you see there includes the motorcycle, which also was provided for the pastor. That's a big, big deal. He didn't have any transportation. A motorcycle there is just great. And that allowed him as a pastor to be able to move about freely to serve his congregation, to evangelize the area. This actual photo you see now is at the presentation of the motorcycle. The gentleman on the left there in the red jacket, Pastor Bahati, is the pastor of the local congregation. The gentleman in the middle there, Athanase Habimana, he is the ministry partner of harvesters that we work with there. He leads an organization that has upwards of 300 churches all up and down the eastern part of the country. So he's the one that we work with. And of course, Pastor Bahati serves under him. So motorcycle was provided. But then the super exciting part was the beginning of the construction of the church there. And what I've got now is just some sequential slides, if you will, to show you what it looked like as construction began to move forward on the church. Of course, things that are very, very hand labor intensive. Concrete is mixed by hand. Everything is just done with a lot of handwork. They laid out the building and began the construction there. And things moved along very quickly, actually, as things tend to do. They were able to get some good quality labor in to make this happen. Also, the people of the church, do all they can towards the construction of the building. And again, just some shots as things move along. I just continue to pass through. So anyway, that's the inside of the building. Obviously, they bust up these stones and lay them in the floor. Then they come back and they just put in the concrete, as you see there. The area is very volcanic. There are active volcanoes in that area. And the rock you see are actually volcanic rock. And the soils there are very dark. The rocks are very dark. It's because of the volcanic nature of the topsoil there as a result of the volcanic activity. Anyway, this is an inside view of the church as it is today. This you see is the first Sunday they had a service there, and they packed out the house. This is back in June 22nd when this particular event occurred there. And again, this is a scene from the first Sunday there at the church in Bunagana that was built. This scene occurred this past Sunday. It's just coincidental. This past Sunday, they had a special day, a special celebration day, when some of the local leaders and the leaders of our ministry there, whose headquarters some distance away, came over. And this past Sunday, for their celebration day, they had 235 people present to celebrate this new church that God has given them. That's not their regular attendance, but this was a big day. And also this past Sunday, and this is in my heart the thing that stirs me the most. This past Sunday, they had their first baptism service there near the church. And these are people who have come to faith in Christ in that community as the church was built and has been opened. Friends, this past Sunday, they baptized 67 new believers in Christ. And I can express to you how much joy and excitement that brings to my heart. So already the fruit is being born there in that church in Bunagana. So when I see these images, this is what I live for every day, is to see these kind of things occur. As we know, these are new brothers and sisters in Christ. So when I see that, it just really thrills me immensely to say that. So let me say, on behalf of Harvesters, our appreciation for Brother Terry and the board, our sincere appreciation for Jerry, and again, many memories of him, no doubt, in my heart. And it's just really cool to me to see how his legacy will continue in a lot of ways in your lives, but it will certainly continue literally halfway around the world in the lives of people who are being discipled, who are hearing the gospel. And we'll all get together in heaven one day and just have a time of rejoicing. So I just say thank you. If you've got any questions, whatever, I'll sure do my best to answer them. And with that, I'll just turn it back over to Terry.